what's up guys, it's average MTG player back in again here. I'm going to show you some of my new decks here that I've created. Well, you've seen them before. Well, I've created 2 new decks. Actually a few that I haven't shown yet. I'm going to show them off and then play some games with them. I'm going to do a few episodes. First one I'm going to show them off, then I'm going to play. So this one I'm just going to show them off. So the new decks are Artifact, which is a mono-blue artifact-based strategy. Different from the artifacts attack. There's more artifacts in it, I think, and there's more. I think the white does add the aerial engineer and some of the other stuff, which is pretty good, but I think mono blue's honestly pretty good. I also have Howler Kicker. It's a kicker deck based around Howler the Fire Fletcher. I have a real life version. I think this one is probably better, but I'll see. I also have, well, I played with Ratcon, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, the Pop. I played with Ratcon, I'm pretty sure. So maybe. If not, I'll show it off. It's very simple though. I also made mono green Stomp. You know? I love that mono green. For this, I originally tried to build a 6-stat Grixis. Oh, no, what was it? The Mirror. I was trying to build a Demir deck using Ronin the Disciple and Gix in a historic build, but that didn't work out. I'm also trying to build like a mono black zombie graveyard deck. Still doesn't work. I'm trying to get more wild cards for it. We're gonna start with the artifact deck. So in this deck, we are running 3 copies of Gearsmith Prodigy. It's just a simple card. It gets +1/+0 as long as you control an artifact. We don't want 2-drop. We have a Diamond Mare, so that's the only, like, if we get both of them, that's cool. Then just some good stuff to stop our opponent with Disperse, you know, a little tempo, and then Quench, decent counter spell. Diamond Mare, which is honestly pretty good for all of our blue stuff, you know, gets us that nice value. And Aviation Pioneer is a pretty good card, you know. It creates a Doctor with it, so we're getting a 1/2 body on the ground, but probably we'll just chump block it. We'll just use it to chump block. Then the main glue is Psy Master Thopterist, one of the best cards for artifacts. It's a 3-mana 1/4, which whenever you cast an artifact spell, you draw. Oh no, you don't draw. That'd be pretty good. But it has drawing to it anyway. You create a Thopter with flying. And also, you sacrifice 2 artifacts, you draw a card, so you can just build up a bunch of Thopters and then just start sacking them for more card value. Then I have Temporal Machinations, I guess. It says return target creature to its owner's hand if you control an artifact, draw a card. Now, yes, the card, what is it? Well, is better, yeah, but I want to be more flavor, so the artifact, I'm doing it. I don't care that, because basically, Arresters of Domination does the same thing, except it's instant speed and has the addendum. So if you cast on your main phase, you draw a card, but this you always have to cast on your main phase, and if you don't have an artifact, sometimes you don't get to draw the card. It does suck worse, but I don't care. It's flavor, so. And most of the time, it doesn't even matter. Most of the time, Arrestor's Domination, I will just main phase it. Then I have Sky Scanner, which says whenever it enters the battlefield, draw a card. So a 3-mana 1/1 flyer. So basically, a Doctor, but that 2 extra mana is just drawing you a card. So yeah, I mean 2 mana for a card is usually the rate. So yeah, just 3 mana for a Doctor and draw a card. So not bad. And then I have 1 with the Machine, which if I have Meteor Golem, which is my 7. I've done that and then just gone off with this. Yeah, it just draws cards equal to the highest converted mana cost among artifacts. The best rate, let's see, so the minimum rate you want to get is 3. 3 cards for 4 mana at sorcery speed, fine. Next is 4 mana. Yeah, 4 mana for 4 mana draw 4. Pretty good. And then we have 5 mana draw, 4 mana draw 5. Getting better, but 4 mana draw 7 though. That's it. So yeah. So then we have Jorah's Familiar. It's a 1/1. Oh no, a 2/2 flyer, which historic spells cost 1 less to cast. I love the Slayers. You could say it was my pet project. Then we have Tezzeret, 4 copies of Tezzeret Artifice Master. Another one of the best cards. So it's +1 is to create a Thopter. I mean, so imagine if this Tezzeret enters 6 loyalty, and when Tezzeret enters the battlefield, you make a Thopter, and it's at 6 loyalty. I mean, that's most of the time you'll just want to make Thopters with him. I mean, if you compare this to Dovin Grand Arbiter, you're paying 2, and now you don't have the minus for the Thopter. Well, Dovin is, I guess you could say, better because it's -1. Also gains you a life, but that is not. I'd rather just plus for a Thopter than minus just to gain a life also. I mean, honestly, how many wild cards do I have? I don't even think I have a Dovin, so. But if I do, I will add it to obviously the artifact or the Azorius artifact deck. So yeah. But also I forgot to talk about his other abilities. His 0 is just to draw a card, and if you control 3 or more artifacts, draw 2 cards. So I mean, if you have 3 artifacts already, you could just with a 5-mana 5 low 2 blocker. But when I just draw 2 cards. Yeah. Most of the time I'll just keep plussing. And then when I just have enough board state, I'll just draw cards. Or when I need card advantage. And also he's -9, which I most of the time whenever, even if I get there, I'm probably just gonna keep making Thopters because it's not that good. And it says when you get that move at the beginning of your end step, search your library for a permanent card and pop it on the board. So it's a planar bridge effect at every end step, which is good, but very unlikely to get off. And if I do, but I'd rather get him to 10 and then do it, because then he's or unless I have another Tezzeret in my hand, which is likely. I mean, I have one with the machine, and I probably could draw multiple Tezzerets. Then I have the Guardian again. I mean, Guardian and Prodigy are pretty mandatory in most artifact decks. So 5-mana 5/5. I mean, it's a little worse than the 1-mana 2/2, but still fun. Yeah, 5/5. And then I have Meteor Golem, which is a 7-mana 3/3, but it destroys a non-land permanent. So Planeswalkers are dead to this. A lot of stuff, anything is pretty much dead to it. Well, not lands, because no one likes destroying lands, yeah, so yeah. Pretty good card. Does a lot of stuff. Really like it. And then we have 20 islands in the deck, just because I do have some card draw, Side draws, this draws, this draws a lot. Tezzeret can draw. So I have enough card draw where I think I'm pretty good. Next up, we're going to go over my power picker deck. It's more niche, so yeah. So here we have Llanowar Elves. Obviously the nice promo version. We gotta get that premium stuff. Then I have Shivan Fire, which is just 1-mana deal 2 to your creature. So it's like Shock, but only to creatures. But if you pay 5 to kick it, it does 4 damage to a creature. So more, damage. So I think it's pretty fine. Then I have Arbor Armament. Put a +1 counter on target creature. That creature gains reach until end of turn. So most of the deck is just ramp, kicker synergy, and +1 counter synergy. And then Swing Strength, it says put a +1 instant, put a +1 counter on target creature, untap that creature. So get a big swing in, and then have this as a surprise factor. So Druidic Cowl, 1/3 for 2, adds mana. Fame Druid, it's a 2-mana 0/2. It says tapped, add a green, and also tap, add 2 green only for kick spells. Only to cast kick spells. Then I have Ancient Animus, put a +1 counter on target creature. If it's legendary, then it fights a creature and opponent controls. So that's just a really good effect. Just fighting, and also I have 2 legends, which is Howler and Rahada. Then Sap Migration, 2 for 2 1/1s, and if it was kicked, create 4 1/1s. So 6 mana for 4 1/1s, 2 mana for 2 1/1s. I mean, yeah, 6 mana for 4 1/1s doesn't seem great, but sometimes it can just do a lot. And it's putting lots of boards, bodies on the board. So Howler, Fire Fletcher, which has Trample. It's a 3 mana 3/3 Trample, which is already insane. It says whenever you cast a spell, if that spell was kicked, you put +1 counter on Howler, and then Howler deals damage equal to the number of counters it controls to an opponent, each opponent. So that just is so cool. You can just start making him a massive thing, and then he just starts burning your opponent. Super cool. I really love this card. Next up, I have Fight with Fire. 3 mana sorcery, deal 5 damage to target creature. Already insane. Next, if this spell is kicked, it does 10 damage divided as you took on any target. So most planeswalkers are dead. Most of the time, it's a board wipe for them, and then any excess you have, you can just point it at them. So yeah, most times board wipe and then excess at them, or kill planeswalker and then maybe 1 or 2 creature. Then I have Grow from the Ashes. Just a nice ramp card. It's 3. Switch your later for a basic land part, put it onto the battlefield. Not tapped, by the way. And then if the spell is kicked, you go 2 basics. So 5 mana for 2 basics. I mean, honestly, I think that's pretty good rate. I mean, 3 mana right now. For commander, you play Cultivate, which puts 1 on tap, a basic tap, and 1 basic to your hand. But I think this is honestly pretty good, maybe even a little better, because it has that extra selection and also puts it untapped. Yeah, you don't get the land to your hand, but most of the time it doesn't matter unless you need land drops or like Lord Windgrace as deck, or like, you know, because Lord Windgrace is plus, it's just to discard a card, draw a card, and if you discard the land, you get 2. But yeah, so but I mean, if I think about the rate, 5 mana for 2 lands untapped, it's honestly pretty good. So yeah. Next up is Grand Warlord Rahada. So Rahada is a 4 mana 3/4 haste, and whenever 1 or more creatures you would control attack, add that much mana in any combination, red or green, to your mana pool. Until end of turn, you don't lose this mana as steps and phases end. So basically, yeah, just make it so like on your second main phase you can do stuff. Yeah, but main is just to pump all this mana into your kick spells in there. Then my main finisher is Grun the Lonely King. 6 mana, 5/5, or if you pay 9, he's a 9 mana, 10/10. And also says when Grun attacks alone, you double its power and toughness. So basically, if you kick it, he has lethal, so your opponent has to chump block. Yeah, I don't have a way to give trample to him, but I mean, I have the Ancient Animus. Oh yeah, he's also a legend, so yeah, I have 3 legends. So I can Ancient Animus, fight something. You know, it's gonna be real good. So yeah, I am the mana base, so yeah. Yeah, that, I got Root Brown Craig, Stomping Ground, and Timber Forge. Because I'm peasant and I'm not gonna just use all my wild cards for Shocklands, so no. Then I have 2 more, which is Rat Colony and then Mono Green Stompy. So Rat Colony, Rakdos deck. I only run 1 Rakdos card, well, 1 red card, which is just Warlord's Fury. 3 of them. It's just creatures you control gain first strike until in the turn you draw a card. I mean, it basically cycles and then gives all your creatures first strike, which is important for your main of 32 Rat Colonies, because now your Rat Colonies essentially what power their toughness is all, but also, so like if it's a 10/10, a 10/1, it's essentially with Warlord's Fury a 10/10, but also deals damage first. So that's just insane. And then also Inheritance, because then what you can do with all your big colonies, when you have it, is just stall up your board. And then I have 4 Cinder Barons. So yeah, that. Just some tap lands, because, you know, I don't really mess with my mana base, like, where I get only mountains, so, yeah. I mean, there are also some other cards I can run, Deadweight, maybe Divest, and also Burglar Rat or discard Vicious Rumor. Some other stuff, but nah, I don't really like it. Then Mono Green Stompy, which is so it's just green ramp up into big boys. So the 1-mana slots we have Land of War Elves and Adventure Simples. You know about Land of War Elves, and of course I gotta be fancy with that nice promo Land of War Elves. Got Flex on the lock. And then also Adventurous Impulse, which is just a look at the top 3 cards of your library, root creature or land from among them. So it's a slightly worse version of some other. It's 1, but it looks 5 and does the same thing. And there's also Commune with Dinosaurs, which gets a dino or land, and also looks at 5. But yeah. Then I have Druid the Cowl, which Druid the Cowl is just a 1/3, which adds 1 green. You know, we already talked about this card. Next up, we got Rabid Bite, which is just a creature you control deals damage equal to its power to another creature, so it's not fighting, meaning that your creature doesn't have the chance to die. And also, a good combo is with Daggerback Basilic, because it is dealing damage, and that touch says any amount of damage a source with that touch. So when Rabid Bite, Daggerback Basilic is doing the damage. So and because he has Death Touch, 3-mana 2/2 Death Touch. I don't understand why they have to make them 2/2s. We already have higher poison, which is 1-mana, 1/1 Death Touch. Can we have a 2-mana 2/2 Death Touches? I mean, the closest thing we have right now is the Enforcer, or Resolve Enforcer, which is just a 1/2, which has Death Touch and Afterlife 1. I mean, that's pretty good. But I felt it could have easily been a 2/2, because, like, I don't understand. And then we have 4-mana 3/3s. Yeah, just so bad. And Rejuvenator just rejuvenates a land onto the board. I mean, any land. And honestly, in Commander, maybe, like, if you arrange your top in the top, you can get a Dark Depths from it. I mean, in Standard, isn't that great because we don't have anything to generate like Dark Depths or some other insane lands. I mean, we just have regular lands. Then we have the Blanchwood Armor. But even then, I don't think people play it, just because it's just a 3-mana 1/1 essentially. And only looks at 5. I mean, if it tutored, then it would be insane. I would definitely have an 0/1 3-mana that just tutors for a land and puts it on the play. And then Blanchwood Armor, which is just one of the main ways to win the game, which is just you enchant a creature and they get +1/+1 for each force you control. And we have all forests in the deck, so yeah. Colossal Majesty. At the beginning of your upkeep, you control a creature power 4 or greater, draw a card. So basically, kind of a little bit of a Howling Wind effect. And most of the creatures are there. We have Bristling Boar, Vigilant Bailoff. Well, these 3 cards, but pump effects, you know, Blanchwood Armor. And then we have Bristling Boar, which is a 4-mana 4/3, which can't be blocked by more than 1 creature. That's actually really good. Because that means you can have like 3 1/1s, a 2/2 and a 1/1, 2/1 and 1/1. So yeah, that just limits their blocks now. It's essentially a reverse menace effect. And one of the fun things you can do is just put a reverse menace effect with menace, because then they can't. It's essentially unblockable. If you put like what a creature can't be blocked by more than 1. Just can't be blocked by more than 1 creature. Yeah, that's just insane, because if you put it with a menace effect, then you can't use 1 creature because of menace, and they can't use 2 creatures because of that's effect, so unblockable essentially. Then we have Beast Whisper, which is 4 mana for a 2/3, and this is whenever you cast a creature spell, draw a card. So it's really cool. You know, I mean, there have been more expensive versions like Soul of the Harvest, Primordial Sage, but this is just a way cheaper version on a 2/3, and it's also an elf, so synergizes with elf decks. And it's just start drawing cards, and elf decks, they play a lot of creatures, they ramp out a lot of stuff. So next, one of the biggest things here is Vigilant Bailoff, which is a 5-mana 5/5 Vigilance, which is pretty sweet. So yeah, it's not that bad. So then I say probably right now the best card here is Vivian Reed. Vivian Reed just makes the deck so much, and then when you get to her ultimate, it just you win the game. When you get to her ultimate, you win the game. Like that's what you just say. Ultimate, win the game as long as you have. Like it's just say if you have like 5 creatures or 3 creatures, win the game. That's because that's what it does. We'll just go over the every. So first 5 mana 5/5. Well, 5 loyalty, not like a 5 mana 5/5 creature. Okay, so yeah, she has 5 loyalty, and you can +1 look at the top 4 cards. You can get a creature or land, put it into your hand, and reveal it. Or some bottom, same thing. The effects are usually common. Then we have destroy target artifact, creature, or flying or enchantment. So yeah, you get to destroy, and also some big flyers that are threatening. You can snipe some lockdown things like Seal Away, Conclave, maybe some Inheritance deck, or some other stuff. And also, it has -8, which is you get an animal which says you win the game. Okay, yeah, it just says creatures you can target +2 vigilance, trample, and indestructible. That's the main part that just wins the game. Indestructible. At that point, the only way that they can win is a Settle the Wreckage. It's actually the only way they can win. That's like the only card that can save them. Settle the Wreckage. It's the only card off the top of my head. Well, there's also Vraska's Contempt. But at that point, if you ult, you're probably gonna have a lot of creatures because you have to have a lot of creatures to protect Vivian. And honestly, if they're playing a very slow deck, I'll just leave up some big blockers just to keep Vivian up so I can ult her. Then, Colossal Jerma, 6 mana, 6/6. Boy. Such a good boy. Well, 6/6 Trampler for 6. Pretty good. I will admit that. If you can't hear that, yeah, I'm shuffling. It's like, Magic players, they just have the OC right now. Just when they see cards, they just shuffle them right. I'm pretty sure people have that. They start shuffling. Yeah. So yeah. Pretty good. What was the card? Oh yeah, Rapid Light. Whatever. I'll just get 21 lands also. So. Fine, you want to be such a bot. Where is it? Yeah, so those are all my decks. I'm going to show them off in the next vid. Well, hope you guys enjoyed. Average MTG player out. Arg.